Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Sporting Announce, and this is the Premier League edition. But if you've not liked, shared and subscribed to this channel, please do that now. I'll be talking about the EPL, like I mentioned, the English Premier League. And what do you think about the EPL so far? A lot happened this week. We had two teams that we thought were going to win their games. They drew their games. What do you think about this match week?
Yeah, I was surprised, most especially for Manchester United. The Sunderland Liverpool game, I'd already said it's going to end in a draw because Sunderland is a very tough side. Since they've come back from the relegation zone, they've been a top side. They were even among the top two clubs at the beginning of the season. So they even topped the table, I think, the first week of the season. And we know Sunderland to be a good side, and Liverpool has not been playing really well, really good football towards the beginning and right now in the season. And for me, the game that was the biggest upset was Manchester United drawing that game against West Ham. It was actually they made Wan-Bissaka even look like a star player rather than being a mid player that he was when he was in Manchester United.
Yes, for me, a lot happened in the week. I think the upset for this week will be Chelsea versus Leeds, where Chelsea lost to Leeds and making it the second time they are losing to a just promoted side in this season. They lost to Sunderland and now losing to Leeds. I think it's only Burnley that they picked up 3 points from in this season. So we'll be going right into the results from Matchday 14, 2nd of December, where we saw the game between Fulham versus Manchester City. And Manchester City defeated Fulham by just a goal. And that game was a very, very nice goal thriller in that particular game. 5 goals to 4. Manchester City won that game. And that was a very tough game. I think we should quickly talk about that game. What do you think?
Yeah, what I think about the game is I think Pep Guardiola, we saw Pep Guardiola's reactions during the game. He was actually surprised that Manchester City from 5-1, um, Fulham actually scoring um, 3 goals at a small interval. And we had a Nigerian youngster, that's Samuel Chikwueze, and also Alex Iwobi score goals. What I'll say about Samuel Chukwueze is already getting his feet in the EPL. He wasn't really doing it at AC Milan because I thought probably coming from AC Milan to Fulham, it might actually be somehow for him, but he's just trying to show you that he's that star player, he's that Samuel Chukwueze that we knew, and the Samuel Chukwueze that always sends those assists to Victor Osimhen, and I think he's playing for a shirt in the Super Eagles. We know the AFCON is a few weeks away, will I say few weeks, few days away, and we know that Samuel Chukwueze will be in that team, and let's just see what's going to happen. It's just good one for Fulham. Losing like that is not really a loss for them. I think they tried their best.
Yes, they tried their best. I actually love the game. 5 goals to 4. Pep Guardiola was actually everywhere on the pitch on that day. He was very, very, very scared of losing that particular game because we don't know what would have happened in the title race, and we know they are still title contenders right now. And for me, I'm actually going to say that congratulations to Samuel Chukwueze. Definitely is going to get a shirt in the Nigerian
Super
AFCON squad. But I think all of them, it will be because they are actually playing for their shirts in the AFCON. We saw a 54-man squad, and most of them are as striker positions. And we know Chukweze's position is actually in the forward. So we know that he's actually looking for ways to get into the team. And definitely, I think nobody has a compulsory shirt in that team.
Yes.
Eric Shell is going to look for who's going to be best fit for each position. And I think Chukwueze is one fit. So scoring 2 goals in that particular Fulham game, he will be actually scoring. And even
Calvin Bassey.
Calvin Bassey doing well in his department. Uh, we saw Chukwueze was the one that even assisted Iwobi. So that was 2 goals and an assist in that particular game. That's 3 goals, 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 2 games. So we can see that Chukwueze is actually doing very well for himself, and for me, congratulations to him and finding his feet in Fulham. Let's quickly move on to another match. That's Bournemouth versus Everton. That game ended in favor of Everton. Everton defeated Manchester United the other day with a red card, and they defeated Bournemouth. This one was without a red card, 1 goal to 0.
Yeah, for me, 1 goal to 0. It was actually meant to be. Everton with Jack Grealish has actually been one of the best decisions Everton has made. Getting Jack Grealish from Manchester City, I think Jack Grealish is actually playing also for a shirt for the World Cup because everybody wants to go to the World Cup. Everybody wants to perform for their country, and let's just see what's going to happen between Tuchel and Jack Grealish this time around because he hasn't been getting the call-ups before. But let's just see what's going to happen towards the World Cup. I think he's really playing for his shirt and he's playing well.
Yeah, he's playing for his shirt, and I think injuries can actually help him as well. That players that are meant to play some positions getting injured before the World Cup, I think that can actually give him an edge. And I'm actually rooting for both Portugal and England in this next World Cup. Since Nigeria is not going to be there, I'm rooting for England and Portugal because England actually had a history in this qualifiers
Yes,
that they didn't concede any goal going into the qualifiers. Despite we see that Pickford their goalkeeper is conceding in his own team, but he's actually still doing it for his
his
club because
country.
for his club as well. He's the Everton goalkeeper, and he also kept a clean sheet, and he has been keeping clean sheets. And I think he's second to David Raya this season. Let's quickly check another match. We might not talk about every single game here. Newcastle versus Tottenham. I think that game ended 2 goals to two. It was a 2 goal draw. That's 2-2. No one won that particular game. That's Newcastle to Tottenham.
It just show you that both sides are tough. We know Newcastle to be a top side. Both sides are also playing in the Champions League, and you know a club that is actually playing in the Champions League is actually a club that is
A top
a
side.
top side. And but we all know how Tottenham got their way into the Champions League, so we can't really call them a tough side like that. So let's just it's actually a good one for them during that game. It's 1 point, and
Yeah.
it actually keeps them up on the
Yeah,
table.
yeah. They always say that two teams that are playing in the same way, that's that they measure up with each other.
Yeah,
It's not like one is higher than the other. So both are both Champions League teams, and both are teams that are playing the same way this season. That's losing some games and winning
win
some
some
games
games.
as well. And so that one ended as a draw. Moving on to another game, we're not going to be dwelling on this. This is Wolves were defeated by Nottingham Forest 1 goal to 0. And that's let's remember that Wolves has only 2 points this particular season. I don't know what's wrong with Wolves this season. Can you actually say what do you think is wrong with Wolves?
I don't know what's wrong with Wolves. I think probably they won't. For me, I said it once on radio that they want to. For me, I would say that they want to reorganize their team. Probably move to the
Championship.
championship, then start up again. Probably win the championship, then come back to the EPL to continue what they've started.
All right, let's move on to another one. Crystal Palace defeated Burnley 1 goal to 0. Let's now move on. Aston Villa defeated Brighton. That game ended 4-3. That was a 7 goal thriller in that particular game.
If you see a game that you see a lot of goals, it's just showing you that nobody will agree for each other, and we know that the last goal is will actually be a 9 minute goal. Scoring a 4 goal 4-3, it's a good one for them, but everybody knew Aston Villa will edge that game.
Yeah, now Aston Villa are third on the Premier League table. Let's see if they can maintain that form because we know what they did last season. They were actually on that same path, but they fell very very close to the end, and we don't know what is going to happen this season. Let's see if that is going to repeat itself again. So we move on to another game, an expected win. That's Arsenal defeated Brentford 2 goals to nothing. But for me, I was already saying that Brentford are a side that you cannot predict. They can actually reach that stage and now get a win over Arsenal, cause an offset. But this is Emirates.
Yeah, for me, I would say Brentford. It was a tough game for us now. But getting 2 goals, it just showed you that Bukayo Saka is back. Merino as well. Merino has been scoring a lot of goals for us, and he has been helping us now get those goals. Their last game as well, he had a goal. So
Yeah.
Merino is one player that Arsenal really needs. Arsenal truly needs, and he has been showing that star quality
Yeah.
that he's.
Alongside with Saka.
Yes,
Saka has actually been a brilliant um, player. I just wish Saka can just win the Premier League. To be honest, I think that's the only thing that is missing from his trophy cabinet for Arsenal because he has won the Community Shield, won the
won the
FA
FA
Cup.
Cup.
I think the Premier League is something that Ateta should actually do
Yeah,
for
I
him.
think Arsenal should be gunning for 2 things this season. That's the Champions League and the Premier League. We see that they are topping the Champions League right now, and but there's something in Arsenal when they might actually get to the knockout stages and get knocked out
Yeah.
by a team that they even defeated earlier. But let's just even see what's going to happen this season. I really want Arsenal to win this EPL and not City, not City,
Yeah.
definitely not
Yeah,
City.
we saw what happened last season. Arsenal defeated Real Madrid in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and now got to the semifinals and lost to PSG that eventually won that
The
the
Champions League.
Champions League. So we can actually say that that is something that can happen. Arsenal, please, this season is a season that you should just take things serious. They are getting a lot of injuries. We see a lot of injuries. Timber is injured. Declan Rice was out due to injury in the last game. A lot of players, Gabriel is actually out too, but most of their players are coming back little by little. But that injury scare,
Uh,
what's going on with Arsenal in the injury department?
yeah, the injury department is actually a chaos for them. But I think Arsenal is a team that knows how to manage those injuries right now because I think last season they were not able to manage it because we saw what happened towards the end of the season. Arsenal they slacked and they moved to second again. What they've been doing seasons, they even named them Netflix FC that will meet the next season. But let's just see what Arsenal is going to do. I wanted to talk about the AFCON for Arsenal. Arsenal really, they don't have African players in their side. So I think Arsenal should be playing very well in this
And winning games.
winning games. They should use this window of the AFCON to win those games because the likes of Manchester United, the likes of Crystal
Crystal Palace.
Palace, other clubs would have their players go for the AFCON. And the FIFA has said from the 15th, the clubs can release their players to
Yes.
the country. So it's just showing you that a lot of clubs will definitely
Yeah.
be affected by the AFCON squads.
Yeah.
But it's just showing you that Arsenal does not really have African players in their team. So they should be able to gather those points using that advantage.
Yes, based on you talking about uh, that 15th day that they are going to be released, that's 7 days to the AFCON, and that means some players will actually be fatigued. They will not be able to perform very well for their nations. I just hope that some players don't get injured when they get to the AFCON because we know how intense
The
this
AFCON is.
AFCON is. Let's move on to another team that has an African player in their team, that's Liverpool. Liverpool were held on a 1-1 draw by Sunderland, and that game, we we say that we're expecting it
Yeah, for me, I was expecting a draw because we know the pedigree of Sunderland, and
this season
this season we know the pedigree of Sunderland. This season they took the championship last season, coming into the league and performing like this. It's actually a good one for them. We know Joe Bellingham left the club to Dortmund and is doing well at Dortmund right now, but the team has actually showed that they don't really need to have a Joe Bellingham in the team. They can do the team. They can do it on their own, and they've been doing it. They've been doing
Yeah.
well for
What
themselves.
about Liverpool? Liverpool has they've not won in the Anfield in the last 3 games. This is the first time that it has happened since for a long time that they've picked up only 1 point in the last 3 games.
I saw a meme about their coach Santa Slot. He has been dashing a lot of teams 3 points, and he did it in the Champions League, doing it in
In the
the
Premier League.
Premier League as well. it's just time. It's just time. I think they will pick up soon. Maybe when it gets to half of the table,
Yeah,
don't be surprised. Pep Guardiola did it last season. Pep Guardiola was losing a lot of games, but
still finish in the top three.
when it got to the end of the season, he finished third on the table, and it showed you how Pep Guardiola. I said third. He finished second on the table. It showed you how Pep Guardiola tried to move that team from losing games to actually winning a lot of games.
Yes, speaking
Okay,
on
finish third. Finish
yes,
third.
yeah, speaking on Santa slots, we're going to be talking about them dashing out points to Manchester United, Crystal Palace, Chelsea. A lot of teams, even Nottingham Forest has picked up points from them. And now we're seeing the new side that has picked up points is Sunderland. And Sunderland, very spectacular club, very brilliant side. I think their tactics that the coach is using, I think it should be watched and should be assessed because that's for them to move from the championship and now maintain a top five, top six position in the Premier League this season. I think that's massive for them because even when you can remember when Leicester City won the league, they were not doing well when they came immediately. It was later on that teams were losing for them to end up winning that particular league that season. And I think Sunderland is just a team that is looking like a team that can actually win the league this season
Uh,
because you might see some teams actually ahead of them with points, but what if every team now starts dropping points and now putting them in the position where they can win the
I think their focus is like that of the City of Nigeria, to stay to or to get the European
position?
positions. It's just like how the City did last season. They wanted to get the continental slot. Even this season, that's the goal of the club. And right now, I think Sunderland, the goal is to get to the European position so that they can even get to Europa, register their names in the Europa or Conference League. I think the Conference League should be the best sure bet for them this season. I think Manchester United are also doing that to probably get to the Conference League so that if they move to the Conference League, they will play with those
Teams that we
teams
can
that
win
they
the
can win and
competition.
win that competition.
Yes, for me, let's just move on to another game. This is a very big upset, and that is the game between Chelsea versus Leeds. Leeds at home defeating Chelsea 3 goals to 1. I think for me, I would actually say that that game was a game that I was not expecting Chelsea to lose, but I'm happy Chelsea lost because they dropped points, and because of basically, I'm not happy for anything to lose, but based on fan base, they're just like some other clubs too that they have toxic fans.
Yes.
For me, I actually say that's the only reason why I'm happy Chelsea lost. But Chelsea lost upset.
Yeah, upset to them. It's a really good one for Chelsea losing because it's helped Manchester United. But Manchester United didn't take that advantage. If Manchester United won the game, it will be they'll move
Same
to
point.
same point and fifth on the log. That's why I said I think Manchester United are playing to get the Europa Conference League positions rather than getting the league
Champions League.
Champions League positions. So for Chelsea, Leeds defeating Chelsea. It was even almost 4 goals to 1. A goal was disallowed due to offside, so it ended 3-1. It's actually it's a bad one for Chelsea because champions of the world should not be losing in that fashion. 3 goals to 1. I
Yeah.
think one player that actually caused it is the fact that Moses Caicedo didn't play that game. What do you think about Moses Caicedo? Do you think he's one important player for Chelsea? And if you are picking Moses Caicedo or Cole Palmer, who will you pick for Chelsea? Who will you say is their best player?
Yeah, it just shows that Moses Caicedo is one of the best players in the league this season. He's one of the best players Chelsea has ever had operate for. I
Yeah.
think he's living the worth of his money. They bought him for a very, very serious amount of
Yes.
money, and now he's actually the best player. There's a news here that says Chelsea have only won 25% of their games without Moses Caicedo. So that actually shows you that Caicedo is actually one of the most important players in the Chelsea squad.
I think that name Caicedo is actually a great team. Even the Caicedo at the female
Yeah,
Caicedo at Madrid
Real Madrid.
is actually playing good football like Moses Caicedo is doing. And you see the fact that he plays a standard football. The last game that he had a red card, it was just unfortunate for him to get that red card. We know Moses Caicedo to be a disciplined player, but getting that red card actually made Chelsea deflated. But Chelsea winning Arsenal and losing to Leeds is just showing you that there's no small team in the Premier League. All teams are the same.
Yeah, they won Barcelona. From
They
winning
won
Barcelona
Barcelona. They drew
to
Arsenal, who are the league leaders, and see what they got.
I think Chelsea actually has a problem. I think since the time that they thought that they were on top of the world, winning Barcelona, one of the best sides in the world, presently the best side in the Spanish La Liga, and Chelsea winning that, maybe they thought they had a chin on their a chip on their shoulders, saying that maybe they are one of the best champions of the world, carrying themselves like they are big. You know, they've defeated almost all the big teams. They defeated PSG in the Club World Cup finals. Although that competition, they got it easy. They played all the easy teams till they got to the finals and played against only PSG. PSG was their only big game to
Yeah,
win.
for me, I wanted to say something about Chelsea. Chelsea should actually look into Moses Caicedo, probably increase his wage because we know players can actually get frustrated if their wages are not being increased. And we saw what happened to Marcus Rashford. We know what he's doing now, but it should not be increased excessively because once a player's wage is actually increased
It gets to
excessively,
the
it gets to their head and they don't even play up to the standard
yeah.
of the money they are being paid for.
Yeah, I heard an argument rather about Moses Caicedo versus Kopama, who is more important. And this actually shows that for Chelsea to lose, to win only 25% of the matches without Caicedo, I think that actually shows how important Caicedo is. Not to say that Kopama is not a very good player, but I think Caicedo is more important to the Chelsea side than Kopama.
Yeah, he even won their best player last season. He's going
Fans'
to
best player,
the players' best
best
player,
player.
everything. Won it for Chelsea last season, and I think he's doing the job again this season.
Yeah,
One player again that Chelsea complained about during the last game was Tosin Adarabioyo. What do you think about Tosin? Yes, we know the Nigerian star came to Nigeria. Everybody took him as yes, our own Chelsea player coming back.
yeah.
Just like Victor Osimhen coming to Nigeria, he came back to Nigeria and
Things turned upside down.
it's not really things turned upside down for him. I won't say things turned upside down for him, but I'll just say that Nigerians, will you say they are not really being grateful to or fair to Tosin because it's
Yeah,
Nigerians that are criticizing him the most.
yeah. One game cannot determine a future of a man. I think Nigerians should chill. Chelsea fans should chill. This is just the first game that he has actually experienced an error. You cannot just say, oh, he can't nod. He sits feet, but he can't nod. That's actually something that actually gets
Gets to
into the
the
mental health of a player.
We see what happened to Arojo.
There's Arojo asking for leave, compulsory leave for his mental health to actually get himself back.
Reflect, understand
And
what's going
now
on.
I think they are actually doing that same bullying to, because it's bullying, we'll call it.
Yes.
They're actually bullying Tosin. I think the fans should actually chill, take a chill pill. Tosin made a mistake, yes. Let him move on. And next game, I think he's actually going to improve.
Yeah, for me, I'll say Chelsea fans, please, enough of the insults, enough of the banters. This guy is in Nigeria. This guy is our own player. This guy is actually doing well for himself.
Yeah,
Do you think he's even reading your tweets? Do you think he's seeing it? But it's social media. You will definitely see it. And
yeah,
when a player sees all these negatives, they tend to react to it. So it's just
yeah.
please just take a chill pill and help these players, support them,
All
and
right.
make them be best.
Let's move on to the last game that Manchester United were held on a 1-1 draw. West Ham, with West Ham, Manchester United picking up the first goal by Dallas. Dallas scoring his first goal in over a year in the Premier League. What do you think about this particular game Manchester United shameful draw this particular game.
Yeah, very shameful draw. When I saw West Ham had equalized, it got to me, and I was like, "What's going on with
Even
the
when
coach Ruben
Manchester
Amorim?"
United scored, it was all I hope we don't draw. I hope we don't draw because Manchester United they're always relaxed with one goal.
Even when they scored Manchester United, I was just like, they shouldn't score one more goal
One more
because
goal.
we saw Wan-Bissaka. It was his best yesterday. It was just
Yeah.
like he just wanted to
So be the best
be the
against
best
his former
against.
side. Just showing us that left me a bit. How do we want to say it? Why was he a brilliant player against his former side? I don't see how players do that.
He was playing no better football than what he was doing at Manchester United. We know, yes, Wan-Bissaka is a good player, but towards the end of the season in Manchester United, he made a lot of errors, especially in the Europa.
Yeah.
Him and Malaysia had errors that made Manchester United not win. I think we lost out at the Europa that season. So it's just showing you that yes, he's a good player. That game, very, 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 it upsets me, but we just move on with
Yeah.
it. Manchester United no fit collect food for person mouth.
Yeah, Manchester United being a side that I expected to win. This December was a month that Manchester United were expected to win all games. And if we won the all games, we had the chance of even moving second in the table because other sides will actually help Manchester United.
Another thing was Chelsea had lost. You can actually win this game to
Yeah.
move to fifth and join the big boys.
Yeah, well, according to that, that's like talking. Yes, Chelsea lost, and Manchester United had the possibility of moving up. But you know that these England people, they don't see it like how we see it as Nigerians or as fans. To them, they are like, okay, I picked up a
A
point.
point.
I still
Eyesight.
have a chance of moving up. So that for us is like just pick up a point and just meet Chelsea. We're the ones seeing Chelsea as our opponent. Them, they are not seeing Chelsea. They are seeing the whole league. Maybe to them what's the name? Arsenal is their opponent to them. But to us, Chelsea is our opponent. Let's just get past Chelsea. Anything that is better than Chelsea because of the banter.
Moving up, let's just move to the table.
Table, yeah.
So for the Premier League, let's just say Arsenal are number one on the table with 3 points. Manchester City number two on the table with 28 points. Aston Villa number three on the table with 27 points after 14 games. All teams have played 14 games, and the next game is in the during the weekend. So Crystal Chelsea are number four. They're on 24 points. Crystal Palace number five, 23 points. Sunderland number six, 23 points. Brighton number seven with 22 points. Manchester United number eight with 22 points. Liverpool number nine with 22 points. Everton of Jack Grealish Everton number 10 with 21 points. Then we'll now move to the bottom half. That's Tottenham Hotspur starting that number 11 with 19 points. Newcastle with 19 points. Brentford with 19 points, Bournemouth with number 14 with 19 points. Then number 15, we have Fulham, where Chikwueze, Iwobi, and Calvin Bassey are playing. That's they're on 15th on the table. They're on 17 points currently. Nottingham Forest, where Awoni and Olaino are playing, that they're on 16th with 15 points. Leeds United that defeated Chelsea on 17th on the table with 14 points. And let's go to the relegation side. West Ham United that held Man U on a 1-1 draw are 18th on the table with 12 points. Burnley are 19th with 10 points. Then Wolves are 20th last on the table with 2 points, just drawing 2 games this
Yeah.
season. What do you think about Wolves' performance this season?
Yeah, speaking on Wolves, Wolves has been awful this season. They've been a team that they've just been giving out points. I hope that because Manchester United are playing them 2 times this December, I hope that Manchester United can pick up maximum points. We don't want to be the team that will give Wolves points this season. They've picked up 1 point each from two games. So Manchester United wants to pick up maximum 6 points from them home and away this particular season.
Yeah, so we'll be going to the next fixtures, which will be starting on the 6th of December 2025. Aston Villa will be hosting Arsenal, and Brighton will be hosting Chelsea. Everton will be taking on Nottingham Forest. Manchester City will be playing Sunderland. Let's just see what's going to happen. Sunderland has not really been defeated this season. Let's just see what will happen with Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. Newcastle will be taking on Burnley. Tottenham Hotspur taking on Brentford. Leeds United will take on Liverpool. Let's see what's going to happen. Leeds United defeated Chelsea. What's going to happen with them against Liverpool, because they have the home advantage. Brighton will be taking on West Ham United. Fulham will be taking on Crystal Palace, and Wolves will be hosting Manchester United. So we'll be talking about some of these games. What do you think about Manchester City versus Sunderland?
Yes, Manchester City versus Sunderland. I think that's an interesting game because we've seen a Manchester City fan actually making mouth and saying it's because of Sunderland has not met City. That's why they are actually showing their best. So let's just see what is going to happen because me, I'm not interested with that particular game. But based on their fan that has been shouting and talking anyhow, I would actually say that I want Sunderland to show that they are actually stars because they defeated Chelsea.
Yeah,
Let them pick up points, at least 1 point from that game between them and Manchester City.
yeah, for me about Manchester City, I see Manchester City edging that game, but let's just see what Sunderland can do, because Sunderland have been trying a lot. Let's see if they can match up
Yeah.
to the experience of the
And if
Manchester City side.
Haaland can even show up in this particular game, yes, Haaland has been showing up sometimes, but we want him to show up consistently.
Will you say Haaland isn't showing up a lot, because we saw that Haaland was leading the Premier League goals
Scoring
with a large margin,
last season.
15. Even this season, that is on 15. It was on 14 for a while. Then the second right now, currently, Haaland is on 15. The second is on 11.
11.
So what do you think about Haaland? Do you think that drought was too long?
I think for Haaland, this is how many games now? 14 games played. Him scoring 15 goals. That's more goals than games. I think for now, it's no cause for alarm. But I just want him to keep scoring because it's the same Haaland that scored 35 goals in the season. So and that was him breaking the record of most Premier League goals in a season. So that I want him to keep scoring and scoring and scoring because he won the Premier League Golden Boot twice. And Golden Boot that we go there, the highest goal scorer
Even just got
twice back to back and lost it like last season to Mo Salah and
even
now
even
present
just got 100 goals in the Premier
Premier
League.
League. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's actually a good one for Erling Haaland. I'm just, for me, I'm seeing Manchester City edging that game against Sunderland. What do you think about this game, Aston Villa versus Arsenal?
Yeah, Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Aston Villa actually playing well. Now, presently, they are third on the table. Arsenal, number one on the table. But you won't put anything past Arsenal now because Arsenal are a team that they think that they need to build up a gap, and you need an a like before you can comfortably say you are Arsenal, you have to have 18 points as lead before you so that because we know Arsenal now they can actually give up some points in the league. So just first of all build up like an 18 point gap first of all before we even say that you should now relax and play football. Just especially this December and January they need to pick up points.
One thing I love about Arsenal is the goal scoring. And they have different goal scorers. The other time we saw Eberichi Eze score an hat trick, his first hat trick, and we know that other players in Arsenal have been scoring a lot. Bukayo Saka is coming up. Merino, game after
Yeah.
game, scoring a lot of games. Martinelli as well. This season has been a good season for us now in the goal scoring. They've been doing more in the attacking and also the defensive.
Yeah.
They are the defensive team of the season so far for the Premier League.
Yeah,
Uh,
speaking on defensive, I wanted to make quickly mention that Arsenal has a very big problem at the back, but it doesn't show because they still keep clean sheets.
Yes.
Is it because of Raya is one spectacular goalkeeper, or because almost all their injuries are from the back? If we look at it, because even now Calafiori is out, a lot of players are out, and they are all defenders.
And don't forget, this their goalkeeper, David Raya. He has 8 clean sheets at their home stadium at Emirates
And he has also picked up clean sheets away too.
away. So it's just showing you that is the current most clean sheet this season. What do you think about David Raya?
Yeah, David Raya two times back. When I remember when he got into the team, he was subbing with Ramsdale that he will play in this week, he'll play Ramsdale next week. But that same season, he still won the most clean sheets in that season, and the next season as well. So back to back clean sheet, most clean sheets in the Premier League, and now this season we're going to make it back to back to back if Pickford picks up the clean sheets.
What do you think about your prediction for the game? What what do you think will be the scoreline?
Yes, for me, Arsenal versus Aston Villa. I think
At the Villa Park?
Arsenal definitely going to edge that game. Maybe 2 goals to nothing, just like their last game.
Yeah, I would say a goal will come from Aston Villa because the Villa Park they want to get a goal there, but I think Arsenal will win 2 goals to 1 in that matchup. One other game that is important for us to talk about is the game between Everton and Nottingham Forest. We know Jack Grealish has been doing a lot this season. What do you think about that matchup? What are your like? Just give me your goal prediction.
Yes, Nottingham Forest needs to pick up points because they are actually at the bottom now, and they are like 16th, 17th, if I can remember. So they need to pick up points. But for me, I actually say for that game, Everton wins that game.
Yeah, for me, Everton will edge that game because yes, we're always calling the star boy of the moment. That's Jack Grealish in that team.
Yeah, they are actually also
And
have
have
those player.
they have to be they have other players as well that are helping them. But don't forget, if um other players from Northern Forest can come out to play very well this in this matchup, they will definitely edge this game.
Yeah,
The last game we'll be talking about is Leeds United versus Liverpool. Do you think Leeds can do what they did to Chelsea
to
against
Liverpool.
to Liverpool?
Yeah, Liverpool has been sharing points. They've been a team that they Santa slots like they mentioned has been giving up points and to people, and we see they said he didn't give points to who was that side that he didn't give up. I said that it's because they were naughty they were in the naughty corner. Yeah, so but for me, I'm actually going to say that he's going to win this game. Definitely for me, Leeds is not a side that Liverpool should be scared.
I think this game would actually be a deciding factor if Slot will be staying in the team because if he loses against Leeds United, it's just showing you that he can't take Liverpool anywhere this season. And for me, I would say he will edge that game because but though they are away in this matchup, Leeds have not been playing really well this season. But for me, I would say Liverpool will be edging that game 3 goals to 0.
Yeah, 3 goals to 0. Let's quickly move on to the Premier League players of the month. Who do you think is going to win this? So we have, let me quickly call all the nominees. We have Avi Barnes from Newcastle. We have Dewsbury Hall from Everton. We have Jeremy Doku from Manchester City. We have Bruno Fernandes from Manchester United. We have Gibbs White from Nottingham Forest. We have Rich James from Chelsea. We have Arsenal's Declan Rice, and we have Thiago from Brentford. Who do you think is winning this? And we
Uh,
want to see in the section, who do you think is winning this?
for me, I would say Bruno Fernandes. The reason why I would say Bruno Fernandes is because Bruno Fernandes has had a lot of goal contributions this month. Though Manchester United have not been playing well, but we know Bruno Fernandes has been showing that star quality
Yeah.
that he is, and
And based on fan votes,
based on fan vote, we know he won the Player of the Week, where he had 2 assists he assisted Mason Mount and also ZZ in a game. For me, I would say Bruno Fernandes deserves it. If Bruno Fernandes is not voted, I would say Rhys James of Chelsea. Rhys
Yeah.
James of Chelsea has. This is the first season. It was actually he is actually making history
This
season.
year, yeah,
This year that this is the first year that
it's not
he
going
will
to
not
be
be
injured.
injured all through the year. This is December. We have not December is not over, but with James, I love the way he's taking care of himself and his physique. A player you are prone to injury, but the way he's playing and the way the manager is helping him, it's doing well. What do
Yeah.
you think about this Premier League player of the month?
Yeah, for me, I'll actually say just Briol is one person that I'm eyeing in this sport based on fan votes. We can't say based on fan votes because an Everton player, which is Jack Grealish,
One.
won it the other time. That was the first Premier League player of the month. He won it.
But let's not forget Manchester United players won it as well. That's Brian Mbumo and the coach. That's Ruben Amorim won for the coach for the month of October.
Yes, for the month of November, I don't see, to be honest, I don't see Bruno winning it. Although Bruno really tried this month, I would actually say that if not for the red card, Caicedo should have been on this list. Not even Rich James.
James.
For me, so because of that, I'm removing Rich James from the contention. So definitely, based on bias, I'll say Bruno Fernandes. But based on what I think should happen, I will say just beyond.
Jeremy Doku as well. He has played
Yeah,
fantastic football for Manchester City.
yeah.
Sometimes Manchester City will be losing games, but Jeremy Doku will show you that star quality that he is.
Yes, I think we've come to the end of today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. But before we go, I think we need to quickly make a quick announcement. This is the Holy Ghost Congress of the Redeemed Christian
Sense of
Church
God.
of God. The Holy Ghost Congress is titled "The God of All Flesh," and it's going to be held at Redemption City, Kilometer 46. Lagos Ibadan
Expressway.
Expressway. That just come with an expectant heart, with your faith, and believe that God is going to work miracles in your life.
And if you cannot go to the Redemption City, you can watch it on Dove Television. You can also watch it on all social media platforms. That's Facebook, YouTube, MixLR, and other social media platforms.
Yeah,
Just make sure you just watch, listen, and hear the gospel. And
yeah,
don't worry, you'll be healed. Healings, miracles will happen.
yeah. I forgot to mention it's going to be held on December 8th to the 14th of December. Please just mark that on your calendar
Yeah, make
and
it a date.
make it a date that you are going to be there. So thank you guys
Thanks
for
for watching
listening.
today's episode.
Yeah,
Please like,
like,
share,
share,
and
and
subscribe.
subscribe.